Hey folks, welcome to PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And on today's show, we have Randy Plummer, a legendary entertainer here in town. He was on the show like over 4 years ago, so it's been a long time since we've talked to him, so it's going to be great to have him back on the show. And when I think of Randy, he does these books, which he'll talk about in the show, but I also like to think about Christmas. And in July, sometimes people talk about Christmas in July because it's like halfway to Christmas. And if you've watched Hallmark, maybe you've seen some of the Christmas movies. But if you're sitting at home and you're saying, man, I'd love to do some Christmas traveling, or you really should think about coming to Branson for Ozark Mountain Christmas. And that starts November 1st. It goes through the January 7th. And this is a magical town for Christmas. And you will find the best Christmas shows in the country here. You'll find the best theme park lit up, over 6.5 million lights. You'll find 3 Christmas light drive-thrus. Like, where are you going to find all of this stuff? You've got Kringle's, which is a big Christmas store. You can come here and shop at Tanger Outlets. And so Branson is a magical time in Ozark Mountain Christmas. And so come check it out. We think you'll have a great time here. We'll be back in just a second with Randy
There are
Plummer.
so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome to PlayBranson today. And on today's show, we have the legendary Randy Plummer. So welcome back to the show. It's been a long time since you've been on the show.
It's great to be back, Chris. Thank you for having me.
So 49 years you've been performing in Branson. And so let's take people way back history-wise, because you have a great history, great family history, and tell people about that. And then we'll talk about the show you're in on the second segment.
Okay. Well, let's see. I first came here in 1971 on a family vacation, and we fell in love with the area. And one of the places, or 3 of the places we got to perform at was Presley's and Ball Knobbers and Shepherd of the Hills for a jam session at Shepherd of the Hills. And which is kind of funny because now I'm getting work there. But anyway, came out here in 71, fell in love with it. Folks bought a theater in 1972, right between the Ball Knobbers and the theater, and Presley's, I mean. And it was like the good Lord propped us right in a perfect place. And
now, was that theater brand new, or had someone been in it before?
There was previous owners. I don't know the most about them, but they started it and built it. But I guess because of some financial difficulties or something, they weren't there very long at all.
Okay.
And so we found out that it was for sale, and my folks, we bought it and opened up. Bought it in November of 1972 and opened May 26th of 1973.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
that's going to be 50 years next year that happened. And I think a lot of, and so it was called, what was it called? The Plummer Family or the Plummer Show, or?
the Plummer Family Country Music Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that was, a lot of people would say that was really the 3rd show in town. Is that right?
Yeah, it was.
So.
It was. There was another show in the area, a great show, the Foggy River Boys. They were at Kimberling City at the time we started, and then in 1974 they came over. So, and then Bob May broke away from the Ball Knobbers and started Bobolinks. So that's like the first 5 shows.
Yeah, I remember the Bobolinks.
Yeah. Bob May, but he's still around.
Yeah, I heard the other day he's not doing well, and so if that in fact is true, we want to send out our prayers to Bob. He's a good guy.
We love you, Bob.
Yep. So kind of take us on the journey. You open this show. What happens after that?
Okay, we opened May 26, 73. We were there 18 years. We sold out in 1990 to a gentleman in Texas, and he put Mo Bandy in our old theater, and they renamed it the Americana Theater after Mo Bandy's hit song, Americana.
Right.
So all the family moved away and to southeast Missouri. They're from over Noblick, Farmington area, between Cape Girardeau and St. Louis. So they're all over there. But I felt like the Lord wanted me to stay here, so I stayed here and been working here ever since. But I started working after that. I got hired at Roy Clark's theater, working in a pre-show called Celebrity Sound. With Steve Sifford and Dean Boyer and Brandy Chapman. And so we did...
Brandy Chapman, that's a name I haven't heard for a while.
Yeah, old Brandy, great singer.
Yeah.
I was with Roy's warm-up group for 3 years, and then Roy was going to discontinue that show, and so I went across the street to Jim Stafford's theater with Doug Gabriel, and we did a morning show, a 9 o'clock morning show. And boy, was that a eye-opener.
Because you weren't used to 9 o'clock morning
No,
shows.
sir, no. 8 was more my speed. But anyway, I worked for Doug for, at least 7 years. And then later on, James Garrett, he hired me to work for some of his shows. So we did a tribute to John Denver, a tribute to Neil Diamond, a tribute to George Strait, and a tribute to Glenn Campbell. So I worked for him like 14 years.
So when you're doing all these shows, are you doing the same thing in all the shows, or does your roles change in the show, or what happens?
Well, a lot of it was the same because like John Denver, for example, since he had passed away, a lot of it was the same music and we'd stay in theme with the artist.
But are you playing an instrument? Are you singing? Are you doing both? Like, what do you?
Both.
Okay.
Playing the doghouse bass and singing, some lead work and also some backup.
Okay, so a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So worked there and worked for the Disney company. Amongst all this for around 25 years. I just retired from Disney.
Okay.
And let's see, what else? I worked for the Max Bacon family.
Yes, you did.
In 1990, the year that we sold out. Max Bacon, Janine, Brad, and Brad's still performing here in 33 years now. But anyway, the Bacons, I worked with them at our theater. And then when we sold out, I went with them and to play bass and sing in their show.
So that was a long run too.
Yeah, they were there 26 years, maybe 27. So I worked for them. We went, after we sold out, we moved to the Foggy River Boys Theater for a little bit. Then we eventually moved to Grand Country, and it became their home until they retired their show.
Yeah, now that wasn't that long ago that they retired that.
No, I think it's coming up on like 4 years, something like that.
Something like that. So you've seen a lot of different things in Branson's entertainment scene.
Yeah.
So,
yes, sir.
And so, seeing all that, like, kind of, if you had to give an impression, like, what would that be? Like, from the Randy Plummer perspective.
Well, I tell you one thing that never changed is my love for this area. It changed a lot in appearance and the different attitudes about different things, but I've always loved this area, and I hope, Lord willing, to always get to be here. It changed a lot. John Fullerton, who helps produce the show along with Jay McFerrin. Anyway, John Fullerton is a historian of Branson history, and he said that the Plumbers was the 11th business on the Strip. And now there's like, I don't know how many, Chris.
A lot.
But your family started how many businesses and hotels?
We've been here in Branson now consistently in business since 1983. Now, we were here in the early 70s when I was a baby. But yeah, I mean, and I personally have been in Branson now myself for 30 years. But that's not anywhere close to how long you've been here. So
well, I know I've known you for ages.
Yeah. So besides, so today, you're now at Shepherd of the Hills at the Great American Chuck Wagon Dinner Show, and that is the first year for this show, correct?
The first year with this cast. They had a show last year. I wasn't on it. And most of the people are new this year.
Okay. And I do want to talk about that show in just a second. So this will be a good place for us to take a break. We'll be back in just a second with more with Randy Plummer. Folks, welcome back to the show. We're here with Randy Plummer, and Randy, you're in a new show. Well, it's a new show cast out at Shepherd of the Hills called the Great American Chuck Wagon Dinner Show.
Yeah.
And so tell people about the show. Maybe they've never heard it, maybe they've never seen it. So tell people about the show.
It's a very enjoyable show. It's based on the cowboy theme, of course, with the Chuck Wagon, and we do a lot of cowboy music. We do patriotic music because it's the Great American Chuck Wagon. So we do a patriotic medley, and we got a Junior Merritt on fiddle and singing, and then Anna Lang and Trent Pruitt, and anyway, Seth Darby, and then Mike Tilden, who does the comedy character Cookie. And then I'm playing the bass and singing a little bit.
Okay. So it's at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And so people can go there. They can get a meal.
Yep.
And I saw that meal online. It looked pretty darn good.
It is good. I've gotten a couple carryouts from there, and
so you got what? You got what? Smoked brisket and maybe some ribs. Maybe
they got like 2 or 3 kinds of meat. Yeah, ribs, brisket. They've got cobbler for dessert. They give you the corn on the cob, complete with the corn and the shucks.
Yeah.
The cob and the shucks. And let's see. Beans.
Beans.
Side order, and a good size order.
So it fits the Chuck Wagon theme.
It does perfectly.
It fits the Chuck Wagon theme, and so that is at the Playhouse Theater.
Yep.
Which is kind of up at the front. So sometimes people, they might not even know there's a theater out there besides the amphitheater, but there's a lot of shows going on out at the Playhouse Theater.
Yes.
And so that show, how long does the show last?
Let's see, around an hour and a half.
An hour. So 6:30, they can be out. They
Right
can then
around
go back to the hotel, freshen up, and then go to an 8 o'clock show. Right?
That's right, yeah.
So you guys are doing this 3 times a week right now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And so besides the show, there's other things out there that you guys have got. The Inspiration Tower, you've got the roller coaster, there's an ice cream shop. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff happening out at Shepherd of the Hills.
There is. And then at Christmas time, Jeff Johnson, the owner, they have a North Pole Village that you can walk through. It's like 1.5 miles where you can walk through and see the lights and things. I've done it and it's beautiful. Or if you don't want to walk it, you can take a Jeep drawn wagon and see it that way. See the tower, and it's outstanding. I love it. Always love their drive-through.
So besides performing for so long in Branson, you now are doing books and CDs and stuff like that. So tell people about some of your special projects you've done.
Well, for the last 11 years or so, I've been writing books based on a character called Snow Deer. And he's a 7-year-old buck, and his Christmas wish is to pull Santa's sleigh. And then there's a character called Plum Puddin', which is me.
Okay.
And I put my mom and dad, Daryl and Rosie Plummer, in the theme of the book too. And aunt and uncle, I put relatives, friends. You never know, Chris. You may end up in a book someday.
Maybe I'll be in a book someday.
There'll be Chris Deer.
Chris Deer.
Somewhere there. But anyway, I'm writing books based on the Snow Deer character. And for the last 10 years or so, we've done a production based on the story here in Branson. And so I'm planning on doing that again this year.
Yeah.
Get a cast together and do it.
Now, do you do that downtown at the Downtown Historic Owens Theater?
We did do it there one year.
Okay.
Jim Barber and different ones, they picked it up and did it down there and did a knockout job. Knockout job. But I've been doing it most of the time, putting the cast together myself. So this year we're going to try it again, and here in Branson in December.
It says your books are available on Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and I'm guessing you've got a website. They can probably go buy it direct as well?
Yeah, actually, yes, randyplummer.com, but I'd rather for folks to go through Facebook.
Through
that
Facebook.
Way,
okay, so Facebook, they just search Randy Plummer, or do they go Snow Deer, or what do they search for?
Both. I've got a Randy Plummer page. I got Facebook pages on myself and the books.
Okay.
And,
so the book is really geared to children, is that correct?
Yes, definitely children, but I try to write it where any age can enjoy it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I've done 3 books based on the Snow Deer character: The Adventures, Snow Deer Christmas Story, and The Legend of Snow Deer. Then last year, I came out with an illustrated book of Snow Deer. Ben Lokovich, a buddy of mine, he did the illustrations. And I'm working on another Snow Deer book right now.
Yeah.
To come out around Christmas.
So there you go, folks. Could be a great Christmas gift to maybe buy for someone in your family. And Randy, you've really been a great addition to our community, and one of the, probably what I would say, one of the longest or longer entertainers in town. There's not a lot of people that have been here more than 49 years entertaining in town, and so that speaks I think that speaks very well of you. I know you've done a lot of other special type things in town as well, when different things pop up.
Yeah.
And so let's go back to the Great American Chuck Wagon Dinner Show one more time, and let's just tell people just about the show once again. It's a variety show, but it's really geared around that cowboy music.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we do a lot of the Sons of the Pioneer style, and like I said, the patriotic medley, and let's see, the Marty Robbins style Western music, which is great. Anyway, yeah, basically that. We do like around 40 minutes the first half, take a little break, and come back for around 30.
Okay.
And people just sit there. They start serving. I mean, once the curtain opens, they start serving to people. They'll bring out the corn, and
So they're eating while they're seeing the show. Is that right?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah, they got their tin plates, where it's real country, Chuck Wagon looking. And before the show starts, John Fullerton has a talk that he does explaining about the background of the Chuck Wagon show, which is really good.
Yeah. So here's the deal, folks. Like when you're on vacation, my theory is you need to go and eat someplace that you can't go back home. And this is one place that you can do that and be entertained at the same time. So check it out. You can go to Olive Garden anytime, but you cannot go to the Great American Chuck Wagon Dinner Show anytime. You can only do that in Branson, Missouri, and you're going to see world-class entertainers having a great time with that classic country and Chuck Wagon type music and patriotic and comedy thrown in. So go check them out, and then check out Randy's Facebook page. If you want to know more about Snow Deer and the CDs and different things he has, go to his Facebook page, and or you can search it as Randy Plummer or Snow Deer. And so we'll be back in just a minute to wrap the show up.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're wrapping it up today. We want to thank Randy Plummer for coming out, and be sure to go see him over at the Great American Chuck Wagon Dinner Show out at Shepherd of the Hills. That's basically between Branson and Silver Dollar City. On the right-hand side, it's the Playhouse Theater. Their show runs Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. So it's a great place to go, eat, see a show, and then you can do other stuff that evening or go to other shows if you would like. Next week's entertainer is Rick McEwen, and he has got a show over at the IMAX complex called The Gambler, and so we're going to talk to him about that show. Upcoming events, we have got John Party coming up August 19th out at Black Oak and Fluffy Iglesias, September 10th. Over at the Branson Star Theater, we've got Red, White, and Floyd. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, you might check that out. July 31st. The Yes Tribute show, August 14th. Scotty Austin, August 19th and 20th. And then over at Clay Cooper Theater, we have got Terry Bradshaw doing a couple dates in August 3rd and 5th. August 3rd is my birthday, by the way. If you want to send me something, feel free to do so. I'd love it. Neil McCoy, August 29th and 30th. The Malpass Brothers, August 26th. Matt Gum, who was on the show just recently, he's got a couple dates coming up where it's his show on August 15th and September 1st. Those shows are all over at the Clay Cooper Theater. And then towards the end of August, which isn't that far away, we have the Southern Gospel Picnic out at Silver Dollar City. Tons of gospel entertainers from August 25th through September 5th. So those are special limited engagement shows. As you know, we have shows in Branson every day, all the time. And that's what makes Branson unique and different, is there's no other place in the country where you can see as much live family entertainment as you can in Branson. And you're going to need someone to help plan your Branson vacation. So go to the folks at ibranson.com. They can help you. You can go online and buy it all, or you can pick up the phone and call them at 1-877-ENTERTAIN, and you'll get a local person here in Branson helping you to plan your entire vacation. They're not going to make you or ask you to do any presentations. They're just going to provide great service, get you what you want. One call does it all. So check out those folks at ibranson.com. We'll be back next week with Rick McEwen, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.